Hi guys, it's Allison here, just popping in before this special bonus episode of We Read It One Night to let you know that the podcast now has a storefront on bookshop.org. For those of you unfamiliar with bookshop.org, it's a great alternative to the Amazon ecosystem for buying your books, because not only are you not supporting Amazon, but most importantly, you are supporting independent bookstores when you shop from there. All of the profits from their sales do go towards independent bookstores, and even when you specifically are buying a book, you can designate that sales profits to go towards your local indie. And if you shop from the podcast storefront, which is linked in the description of this episode and in the bio of all of our socials, then I and the podcast also earn a small commission from that sale. It doesn't cost you anything extra. You still get good deals. You still get awesome books. And you also get to support art and small businesses in all different capacities. The storefront is organized, so it's really easy to find any of the books that you hear about on the podcast. There is a whole list that features all the books that we've ever done featured episodes on the podcast, so recaps or reviews. And then there's lists that are organized by episodes, so the more recent episodes that I've done with authors where we rec a bunch of books at the end, all those books and any of the other books that we talk about in the episode will be on the storefront. For example, if you haven't bought Heated Rivalry yet, which I know a lot of people have been struggling to get, why not do it through the We Read It One Night bookshop.org storefront, especially if you enjoy this episode. So it's really easy to use, really easy to find, really easy to support the podcast that way. This podcast is free to listen to, but unfortunately, it's not free to produce. So it would really mean a lot to me if you would consider using that link again in the description or in the bio of any of our socials, or look up our storefront on bookshop.org. Thanks so much for the support, any support that you can give to the podcast. And please, without further ado, enjoy the show. I'm still why didn't Canada Dry get in on a ginger ale
They can't afford. They could not afford that.
It feels like they should do they would be honored.
Oh, now
they would pay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, now.
I'm saying now Canada Dry should be please, God,
let us pay you to have product placement.
Yeah. Honestly, there are so many brands and whatever that could be with them, could be doing stuff with them that aren't, and I think it's 100% because there's still this connection to smut that most places are not comfortable with. So
yeah,
that's just my take.
It's funny because on the ice rink they show the ads that are in whatever ice rink they filmed at, and there's one part where Ilya is sitting in the, I don't know hockey terms, in the pen, he's in the
he's in a timeout.
No, he's not in a timeout. He's just sitting on the bench.
That's what it's called. It's called the bench.
Yeah.
There's Dunkin' Donuts behind him. And I was and I realized in that moment, I was honestly, the most unrealistic part of this show is the fact that queer man Ilya is not walking around Boston with a Dunkin' Donuts in hand at all times.
Yes. Well, that's because we don't have a Dunkin' Donuts in Canada, and
we don't.
I don't even know how they got that advertisement.
That's really tragic. That's really
it's okay.
tragic.
We have Tim Hortons. It's the
we
same.
Have Timmy's.
I know, but
yeah.
Listen, I have been to Canada. I have had Tim Hortons.
It's not good. Nobody's saying it's good.
Sorry, the donuts are great. The coffee is shit.
I enjoy the donuts. I'm just saying there's nothing just a little treat, a little iced mocha latte from a Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, the drinks from Dunkin' are way better. I don't know why you say that. A honey cruller or a apple fritter from Tim Hortons, 100% of the time.
Apple fritter,
you have to throw up into the batter to get those wrong.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Oh, you didn't know?
This was so much fun.
I've listened to your podcast. So
I do want to point out that is edited.
That's edited.
Yes, that will probably stay in. I'm going to be honest. This is going to be the pre-intro banter.
You know how there's that meme of Connor and Hudson, and Hudson's the dog on the leash?
Yeah.
This is the dynamic that we are bringing.
She is my
But
Hudson.
what I was going to say is that when I was growing up, they used to make their donuts in-house. When we were growing up, they used to make
Yes,
their donuts
yes.
in-house.
Yeah.
And now they do them in the factory and they
You
ship
can
them
tell.
frozen and you can tell.
The Timbits, so for those of you that don't know, and I don't know if you have like Timbits are donut
Yeah,
holes,
the
which are
donut
like
hole.
Yeah, they're
national
munchkins in Duncan, yeah.
munchkins. Exactly, exactly. They have changed significantly, like in my
Yeah.
lifetime. And I have a son, I have a 9-year-old, and I'm a little bit sad every time he has one. He goes, "This is amazing." I'm like, "You don't even know.
You have
You
no
don't
idea.
know.
You don't even know how
You
good it
don't
was."
know.
No.
Yeah. It's like do you guys have Famous Amos cookies?
No.
They're like like a little
We
snack
have
pack of
nothing.
cookies basically. Like they're like rock hard like chocolate chip cookies.
Oh,
In the
nice.
grand scheme of cookies, they're not good, but in terms of like a little like snack pack of cookies, they're great. They used to have trans fat in them, and then like halfway through my childhood, they got rid of the trans fat because everyone was like
And now they
trans
taste like
fat equals
garbage.
bad. And I'm like, it was the trans fat
It did
really
it.
like, and my family took a lot of road trips, so I ate a lot of Famous Amos, and like the summer that they changed, my siblings and I were devastated. Like
Mm,
I was like, goddamn health. Like, why can't you let me
no,
have this one thing?
exactly.
I feel like the older I get too, the more I'm just like, I mean, I'm gonna die anyway. Give me the trans fat.
Exactly.
Like, let
Yeah.
me
What
let
are
me
we
enjoy
here
my life.
for?
Yeah, if not for good cookies.
Yeah. Listen, like my grandfather is in his 90s, and yet he spent his youth like traipsing around looking for uranium in his like communist country in Europe and also
Go,
smoked for 50
Grampy.
years. So like, and he's fine. So like, I just feel like it's you
What
either
communist
die or you
country?
Yeah, I was
want.
gonna say what communist country we might have a.
Serbia or Yugoslavia at the time.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yugoslavia, yes. I'm Roma I was born in Romania, so I'm actually
Oh
Romanian. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We love fascism.
Brother in blocks.
Ooh.
Love that block, love that block.
Maybe edit that part.
Oh no, we talk my sister and I used to host this like with my sister and we make communism jokes
Oh,
all
okay,
like
okay.
Balkan jokes all the time.
Listen, I feel like I've earned it. If I lived
Yeah,
through it for the first 6 years of my
yeah.
life, I
Yeah,
got it.
yeah,
I'm
like
good.
my mom's from there too. Like we grew up speaking Serbian, but my mom is like very proud. Like actually, no, Yugoslavia was not behind the Iron Curtain. Tito was very adamant about Yugoslavia being like an
That's true,
independent
actually.
state, and I was like, yeah,
Sure, mom.
it
Whatever
was
you want to
still a
say.
dictator, but you're right, like
He was like, I'm gonna be
sociopolitically.
my own
He's
dictator.
like,
I
I
don't want
want
to
my
be
own
with these other
country.
dictators. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. But because I speak Serbian because my mom's from there, I asked like I managed to get through the first 4 episodes um without my family present,
Mm,
which was lucky because I feel like those are like the worst
mm,
of to watch with your
You're not
family.
watching that with your family, yeah.
mm.
But then my mom did roll in like at the end and during Ilya's like Russian monologue, I was like, "Do you think like this actor like what like do you think this?" And he was like fully convinced that this was like a
A
Russian
Russian
Russian.
actor, or like
man.
at the very least,
Yeah,
like had like Russian parents that like he grew up speaking the language. So
yeah,
I want him to do 23andMe or like
yeah.
that ancestor
oh,
show,
there's
and
yeah,
not 23andMe because they had issues. That ancestor show, and I would love it if they're like, actually,
You
you're
half of it
are
very
is all
Russian.
Russian.
100% Slavic. Like,
They went to Texas for reasons unknown.
Yeah, everything's bigger in Texas, including his ass.
Just specifically his. Actually, everyone's.
His ass, everyone's ass, but his ass, like
but his ass is the biggest.
I was like, I
Yeah.
saw people talking about it, and I wasn't fully prepared.
Oh, like you heard about it before you saw
I'd
it.
heard, yeah, I'd had like quite a lot of the series spoiled for me because like I had to wait for it to all to come out because like I don't have HBO. Like I had to time this.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I saw everyone
And you
being like,
hadn't
the
read the
butts, the
books.
butts. No, I had it. I started reading the book. This was a big error on my part because I checked out the book from the library, the audiobook. I got like 15% in and I was like, this audiobook is not for me.
No.
But like I want to read the books, but I got to make like eyeball time to read this
Yeah.
book.
mhm.
So I was like, I'll do it later. Silly me. That was when there was no wait time at the library. Now I'm like, there's
Now
like
you're
a
fucked.
17-week wait.
Yeah.
So like we'll see.
10 years later.
We'll see when that comes off hold when I can
Season 3
eyeball
is out
time.
by the time you get
Yeah.
the books. Yeah.
84 years later.
Hello, listener. Welcome to We Read It One Night special episode because I have joined the mass psychosis of the Heated Rivalry fandom, the Loons, I think we're called. Welcome to the show. I'm very glad to be joined today by Ada and Ruby from the Loon Call Podcast, which, as if you've watched Heated Rivalry, you might guess is in fact a Game Changers Heated Rivalry podcast. Welcome to the show, guys.
Yay, thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for coming to talk about the show with me, because I was like, I need someone to yap about this with, because
it's literally all we do on multiple channels. Ruby and I think we have a text thread, we have a threads thread, we have DMs, we have multiple group chats, voice memo, we have a podcast now. So this just feels right.
Yeah, my one like romance reader friend, I was like, oh, have you watched Heated Rivalry? Like, I want to, talk about it. And she was like, I will send you a movie length voice note like later today. She's like, let me be prepared. Just so you know.
She's like, have I watched Heated Rivalry?
Have I watched it?
I feel like anyone that is even remotely interested in it, it's not a did you watch it experience. It's to what level of insanity is this now bringing to your life? Like, Are you functioning as a human, or are you making yourself merch every other day and printing it off for yourself? Not me. Couldn't be me.
Couldn't be me. Like, pushes the cricket out of sight. Like, I haven't been making
I wish I have to invest in a cricket. At this point in time, I'm just ordering print to order t-shirts every other day.
I have an Etsy shop, so I have it's print on demand. Like, I don't print the stuff myself because I don't have the time or money to invest in that. But so I was like, wait, I get a discount with this merch. I was like,
my own stuff.
Could I order some free samples of stuff that I'm considering for my shop, but it's just for me.
You're like, yeah, no, I don't think this is gonna work for my shop. I, however, love it.
I'm so sorry. I will keep it myself, though, this free sample. But you guys, I listened to your first episode, which is on episode 4, right of the show. Which, and you know what? If messed up timeline is very heated fandom appropriate, Heated Rivalry. So
very on brand for us. Ruby and I were talking about doing this in voice memos, I think, about the week when episode 3 came out, I believe. And we're like, oh, how fun, maybe we should think about doing this. And we had a document that we started, and we were like, this will be fun, this will be great in the new year when we have some time. And then quite literally so I'm in Atlanta, Canada, Ruby's in Ottawa, so we have an hour difference in our time zone. So I was always an hour delayed on everything. I had to wait up till 1 a.m. to watch. I was staying up till 1 to watch. And then we were messaging back and forth, and literally at probably 1:50 a.m. my time, when episode 4 happened, we're like, we need to record this tomorrow. We need to start. And we literally just threw all of our plans out the window and just started a podcast the next day.
Never mind.
Yeah. Because you just couldn't after that. We had to, we couldn't wait any longer. That was
in a bottle.
When you end an episode with mutual fourth wall breaking while coming. Yeah. I was like, this is cinema. Cinema's back, baby.
Exactly.
Open the theaters. My God.
I would love you know how they do occasional Lord of the Rings extended edition all day. Feel like they should do a Heated Rivalry.
I mean, I'm doing it anyway at home. Might as well just let me go sit in the theater.
Yeah.
Have some popcorn.
I live near Philadelphia, and I keep seeing people around Philadelphia on threads being like, let's do a Heated Rivalry meetup. And I'm like, I'm waiting on you guys to make this happen.
Organize it.
Let's get going.
Yes.
In your episode, the reason that I brought up that I listened to it wasn't just for bragging points. Oh yeah, I listened to your you mentioned neither of you were ever part of fandom to this extent, and that this is kind of your first experience with fandom. And it reminded me, it was because I have been for years being what happened to the midnight premieres, and I was very into specific fandom that I will no longer name publicly, but
Yes, say less.
was very into the fandom, and I miss the like community of that.
Mhm.
And then I was like, yeah, like this is what happens when you give the people great media, when you give the people what they want.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been like a weird experience, I think, as a middle-aged woman, essentially, to like feel this level of insane, um, for I shouldn't say insane, this level of obsessive, for like a piece of media, but at the same time, it feels like really, really good. My personality is I think that I probably should have fallen into a fandom long before this because my personality, I think, fits. I mean, I guess the closest thing to fandom I've done before this is the 2025 Blue Jays, which I'll be
No,
back on.
2016. Surely 2016.
I
Like
wasn't, I
2015.
wasn't, but I wasn't
Oh,
a baseball girly. Like I knew that, but I
oh.
wasn't a baseball girly. I
Sorry, we're
have,
getting very
Baseball.
specific
sorry,
here.
sorry, sorry,
No,
sorry.
I'm like, that
So,
feels like probably a sports team name, but I don't.
Yes,
I
it
know
is the
Philadelphia
Game
is
only
five of the
Canadian. It is the
ALDS. Let's set the scene.
all right.
Um,
Oh gosh, Game 7 versus the Rangers. Don't even get me started. Go ahead.
um, but yeah, like I think my personality has probably always been primed to be fandom obsessed, and just for whatever reason, nothing ever got its hooks into me at the right time, or whatever. But or maybe my medications are off. I don't know. Like I am medicated, and maybe we need to revisit. But yeah, like I think one of the things though, like you said, is like when you create good art, like people are passionate about it. And
Yeah.
across the board, I know I don't sound objective in any way, but across the board, this is good art.
Mhm.
So how could you not? How could you not love it? You know?
Right.
Yeah, the closest that I ever got to fandom was was a very I have also a very like I latch onto things personality.
Yeah.
And Ruby and I are both very openly very ADHD in our lives. And so ties on very nicely to like being obsessed about stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I was always like the kid, like I loved music and I loved bands. Like my listen, in fact, I'm giving myself away here. Hanson was my like band. I don't even care. I will name them. I'm aging myself. I would create like video montages. Like I was an early editor. Like I literally
Wow.
was. I made
You
like
were a
through cassette.
pioneer.
Yeah.
I really truly like nowhere near as good. Obviously, there were no cuts, but I made like cassettes. I once made a whole before PowerPoint was really like a thing that people used. I made a whole video presentation for my parents about why they should take me to a Hanson concert. So like I kind of have it in me. I just never was in the like fandom world. And
Mhm.
this kind of I think Ruby and I both talked about it on the podcast and off that it's a little bit it is quite jarring. So you're just like we have like jobs and children
Families.
and lives and I'm like what am I supposed to do? What do you mean?
We only get our dopamine from one place now.
Yeah,
Right. I'm
exactly.
like, yeah, it makes me think I'm like you said, like maybe I need to adjust my meds because like I definitely had undiagnosed depression in middle school and I definitely used fandom as a way to cope with that.
Mhm.
And now I'm getting into this. So I'm like, should I talk about
Yeah.
upping
Is this
my
yeah.
It's a nice
dose?
indicator,
Canary in
right?
the gold
A
mine.
recession
Like
indicator, but like
Yeah.
a depression indicator.
this, although heated rivalry, I feel like this fandom growth is also a recession indicator. I
Yeah.
feel like
100%.
like
Yeah.
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
feels
yeah.
very reminiscent
100%.
of Twilight. And
Yes.
like you were talking about like being like an adult woman, like being upset. I mean that was Twilight. It was like
Yeah.
teenage girls and then full adults.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Yes.
so
yeah.
Yeah.
It's also interesting. It's just interesting because it like Ruby and I are both well, Ruby's a romance writer, a great one. I'm just gonna plug her everywhere I go. But we're both also romance readers, and so this is interesting because like we both read this series and these books and loved them as much a lot of people did, and so I think it even took us by surprise, the extent that it's been
Yeah.
sort of welcomed into the cultural zeitgeist.
Yeah. Right. In the way that it's been respected, like as not just a good romance adaptation, which like I do want to talk about. Like this is like a good and very rare
Hmm.
romance adaptation. But it's also, yeah, it's just good media. Like there's this
Hmm.
creator, and I'm completely blanking on her handle right now. I'll link it in the description, listener. But she's like a cinematographer, and she's like her videos keep popping up where she like,
Veronica or Victoria
Yeah.
V.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
V. I
Yeah.
knew it was like
yeah,
V
yeah,
something.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Um,
She's amazing.
Yeah.
yeah, her video where she's like breaking down like the cinematography of it, and you're just like, I didn't realize how many like uncut, like how many long
Hmm.
shots there. I don't know the official.
One shot, one
Yeah,
shot.
one shot.
hmm
Yeah.
That's also a fan fiction term. So my brain was like, no, that's not it. Don't talk
What
to
does
me.
it mean in fanfic?
It means that it's basically like a short story, like one,
Oh, okay.
just like one
In my
chapter.
Oh,
head, I
Like,
was like,
yeah.
one shot means like you only get to come on her back once.
why was I waiting for this? I was
I don't know.
waiting.
That's what it sounds like.
No, one shot is like, I think like
Okay, romance
ostensibly it's like
writer.
you wrote it, like the person like wrote it in one go and then like posted it. Like I think
Oh,
it's kind of
okay,
that, but
okay.
it's like a short story. It's like a,
Okay.
I also often think of, I start singing Lose Yourself in my head
Yeah, you only got
100% of the
one
time.
shot.
One opportunity, yeah. And then Mom
Yeah.
Spaghetti. And then I go into that
Mom's
there's like
spaghetti.
mom spaghetti.
what
Yeah.
is that? An edit that's like
Yes.
just Ilya wolfing
Knees
down the
weak mom's
spaghetti.
spaghetti. There's vomit
Yeah.
on his mom's
Mom's
spaghetti.
spaghetti, yeah.
I haven't seen that edit yet, and I
Oh, we'll
will be
send
I'll
it to
send
looking
it
you.
it
to
up.
you. Yeah, yeah, it's great.
I will be looking it up like immediately after I need. I do always crave spaghetti when I watch
Yeah. You and
meme. I'm
Ilya
like,
would be
ooh,
besties.
let's go make some pasta. Like Ilya just like fully like as soon as he figures out that Shane's parents are not going to be like homophobic, he's like, all right, like great.
Yeah.
I'm here for some great vodka and some great food. Like you
hmm
guys figure this out. I'm gonna lock
Yes,
in.
yes.
Best day of his life.
Yeah,
Best day of
yeah.
his life.
Yeah, it is. Shane's worst. Ilya's best. Canonically
Poor,
in the
poor
books.
little boys. But so we already kind of got into it. And listener, I feel like I realized when I did the intro, I didn't say, in case it wasn't obvious, we're talking about Heated Rivalry. And in case it wasn't obvious, you should already have watched the show. This is gonna be
What are you
full
doing
of
with your life?
spoilers.
How do you spend your days if you're not watching the
Like
show? I don't
I'm
understand.
really sorry. I'm also really sorry for my American listeners because I've realized this the hard way that HBO doesn't offer free trials anymore because that was fully my plan
Mhm.
to just like do a free trial. So I'm really
Yeah.
sorry that you do have to pay to watch it legally because I fully intended to just but yeah, so like how okay, so I want to talk about how like this works as a romance adaptation and like
Mm,
is this lightning in a bottle? Is this like just like a flash like
mm.
in the pan or is it going to make meaningful like Ruby's making it Ruby's like I already know what you're gonna ask. Will this in any way make meaningful change to romance adaptations in the future?
Maybe is the answer.
We'll
I
see
don't
if
know.
everybody gets cool real fast.
Well, that for sure. That, but also, like I do think there's an element. Like we talked about this. I think Ruby, you and I, a lot of times. Where I don't think we're gonna see this again. And like I
No.
joke constantly that, you've got the off-campus series by oh my
Oh,
gosh,
Kennedy.
El
Elle
Kennedy.
Kennedy, yeah,
Yeah.
coming out. And I joke at this point in time that those people are probably right now going, okay, quick, how can we add like a one
One
shot here?
shot.
How can we do like what can we do here to make it? Because like I'm sure it's gonna be lovely, but
They're
I
shitting
think this
bricks.
is very much yeah, they are shitting bricks. Excellent expression. Love it. They like I think it's like the perfect Venn diagram of you have great source material. Like Rachel Reed wrote an amazing book with incredible world building in it and really, beloved characters and sort of nuanced and layered romance. You have Jacob, who didn't just buy it to buy it, or didn't just want to do it because it was cool, but like genuinely wanted to make what she wrote come to life and not just a version of it, which I don't think I've ever seen before. Ruby, I don't know if you have.
Never.
And then you also have the actors who are two unknowns who gave it their all, who are willing to be fearless and into it. You have the fact that it was done on a smaller budget, which actually I think made them become more creative. I hate to say it, but I will say it. You have the fact that it was made in Canada, where Crave allowed them to do the things that they wanted to do, and they had government funding to be able to hire and make it with a Canadian crew. They got to be scrappy. Like, you're not going to see this again. And like, season 2 will be interesting. I have a feeling it'll be okay, but like, I don't know that sort of perfect storm can easily come together again.
Yeah, you're really
anytime
rubbing in
soon.
the fact that like your tax dollars go to something worthwhile. And
Yeah.
my tax dollars, I don't want to talk about what my tax dollars are going to right at this moment of recording.
It's a bit awkward right now.
Yeah.
Like you can rub it in. You guys have healthcare and good TV.
Yeah, when I was watching the first 2 episodes, I was in tears for basically from the shower scene on, which I realize is like a weird thing to cry about. But I like, going into this book, I also write high heat romance, understanding what it would take to adapt one of my books. And for the most part, like in Heated Rivalry, we've beat this horse very dead by now, but the plot is the sex in Heated Rivalry. That's how we move the story forward. And I was nervous about like, how are we actually going to show that on screen? And Jacob was like, fearlessly, we're going to do it fearlessly, and we're going to do it without shame, and we're going to do it with a a full open heart and legs for romance. You know what I mean? Yeah.
And ass cheeks.
We're
everything's
spreading
open.
Everything open for romance. And it's it's funny, but it's like, it meant a lot to me to see, romance does not get respect. We constantly have to fight for legitimacy as a genre, and to see, especially to see a man to respect it so goddamn much was like an incredible experience. There is no comparison. I have never seen another romance adaptation like this. I'm sure that a lot of people will see what they've done and what they're doing, and will try to do the same thing. But I really truly think, unless you are coming to it with an open heart, with an open whatever,
with a
and
respect
for romance, you will not be able to recreate this. The source material is like, this book stood on its own. Like it has had a huge fandom before the TV show existed. And for a creator who's coming from outside of romance to recognize that and respect that and be so stalwart in his, I have seen interviews that he got these notes that wanted big changes. And I think there would have been a lesser artist who would have said no, like, yes, I won't make it Rachel's book. I'll take these notes. And he was fucking brave to do it the way he did it, because again, like, we know people turn their noses up at this and laugh behind their hands or laugh in our faces at this. And I think one of the things that he does so well, partly out of necessity, is that cinematic quality that he brings to every shot. He's like, I fucking dare you to turn your nose up at this. This is not trash. This is not garbage. This is what romance is. Romance you can be smutty and it can still be about love. Those two things don't have to be separate. And in fact, I'm showing you that they're not. It feels like a very revolutionary piece of art, but I do I don't know that
And
role.
intimacy too, right? Like we've talked a lot
Yeah.
about intimacy and about how like romance is often just painted with the brush of, lady porn or whatever
Hmm.
people call it, right? When in reality, the best romances and the ones that I think people resonate with the most and Game Changers and Heated Rivalry is at the top of that
Yeah.
list is about intimacy and building what do different layers of intimacy mean? Sometimes it's physical, sometimes it's emotional, sometimes it's, making a tuna melt for someone, which
And then and then
oh,
kissing
And then
afterward, like
all
oh.
over,
No,
breathing
thank you.
each
No,
other's
thank you,
names
please.
into faces. Not for
Yes.
me.
there's no way
Yes.
to express that you truly love someone than willingly sniffing their tuna melt breath.
Breath. Yeah.
And maybe that's the real reason Shane runs away. It's not
Maybe.
actually that he's
He's like, I
scared of
actually don't like
He's
intimacy,
tuna.
and then
gagging.
he's like, I actually am gonna vomit right now and I don't want to do it on you, so
Yeah, actually, you know
I
what? That's
gotta
a
go.
great read. I think that's a great read of that scene.
And
I
I
think that's the
haven't,
right read.
yeah, I haven't seen anyone make that point yet, so I really appreciate that.
It's
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
yeah, I'm like, that's it. It's the tuna melt. It's
yeah.
woof.
Wolf indeed.
But yeah, I agree. Like this feels like if it's created by people who don't just want the romance money, because I feel like that's always what it is. Like you want the romance money, but you don't actually want the romance genre. This is like we actually don't give a fuck about the romance money would be nice, but we just want to like make the romance.
We just want to do
Hmm.
romance
And
because the money comes with the
right, the
romance.
money will
So do
come.
the people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's the like
That was a sex joke.
it did take me there.
Sorry.
Like Shane, I am also
Sorry.
autistic. And so
Yeah.
it does take
Yeah,
me a
baby.
minute. But speaking of that, I was like, this is one of the best representations of autism
Mm,
that I've seen on the screen. And also one of the first ones where like there's not really a point where you're ever supposed like it's ever a joke.
Yeah.
Because I feel like it's really easy and like I get it. And I've read and enjoyed books like this. Like it's really easy to like make it kind of funny and make it, not necessarily in a mean-spirited way, but like, you know,
oh,
play it
teehee.
off for
Yeah, yeah.
laughs and infantilize it in some ways.
Hmm.
Like the show, I personally am not a fan of the show Love on the Spectrum,
Mm,
which I don't know if you guys have watched it, but like for me, like it's listener, if you haven't seen it, it's a reality show about like autistic people finding love. And like that's beautiful and like
mhm.
whatever. But for me, there's always been like an element of like when I hear people talk about it, like it's like very like they're like, oh, look at how cute like these silly little autistic
Adults.
people
Disabled
Yeah,
people. They're
right.
disabled
It's
yeah,
people, and we're really infantilizing their
right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
experiences. Yeah.
that and that's all so I've always been like, I mean, like I get like it is like theoretically a positive like representation, but I'm still like, I don't like it.
Mm,
And that very often, even when you have autistic characters, even when they're like portrayed, which I don't know if anyone on the cast or the crew or Rachel herself or whatever is autistic, but like it's so easy to get wrong. And
mm.
this was like it was so like listen, Shane is a baby, but he's not an infant.
Mhm.
You know?
He's
Yeah,
baby girl, but he's not he's not a
yeah.
preemie.
No, he's not pre. Well, and I think I don't know what anyone, and I think again, having read the books, like again, canonically, at least Rachel has said that, Shane is autistic or she wrote him as um on the spectrum. And what I found really interesting is that it's never actually mentioned in the book. Like
Hmm.
Yeah.
it's never actually called out. It's just his mannerisms and the way he kind of behaves. And I think I saw an interview with Hudson where he said that his dad is autistic, and so he brought a lot of that into it, which I thought was really like again talking about an adaptation like lightning in a bottle to find a actor who needs to play autistic who has a father who's sort of living that. Um, but also like they clocked him right away as autistic when they read the script, which of course he is. And I don't know. I would love Allison your thoughts because like I've seen so many people talk about how it's not like the right representation or it's not. And to me, it's always been sort of there's not one way to be autistic. Like it's sort of a
Yeah, it's the whole point.
Like you're like,
And
yeah,
literally
you're
every
just
autistic person is a different
It
autism.
is a
There's
you're
no
just a
one
spectrum.
human,
autism.
you're just a human person, you're just a
It's a
human
spectrum.
being with a spectrum. And so I see people be like, well, you would have done this or that. And I also like, I'm not, but I found it so
Yeah.
just well done and like felt very authentic to me as somebody who's, not living it, but has been around it. And so,
Yeah. It felt very, I mean, listen, as an autistic person, I cannot imagine ever enjoying a tuna melt, but that is because I am very triggered by smell. And you know what? Some other people are not triggered by smell,
listen,
and
I'm not autistic
fine.
and I can't imagine enjoying a tuna melt. That is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard.
Like a cheese. Okay, yeah, cheese
Ugh.
and fish.
We're all a
We
And
don't.
little
hot,
sensitive.
hot
Let's
fish.
Let's,
move on. Moving on.
okay. Okay.
We
Like
must
there's,
be on different sides of the internet, Ada, because
yeah, I've not seen a
I've
single
only seen
person.
people be like, "Oh, it's like really refreshing," because it feels like a new
Yeah.
take on autism and not
Yeah.
just I mean, I feel like we've already expressed that like everyone is not Rain Man or like, that like dance mom's
Yeah, yeah,
teenager who
yeah.
was in
Oh,
the
yeah.
Sia
Okay.
movie or
Yes.
something.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um that one. Um
What a description for that program.
I'm so sorry. I don't know your name, but I didn't watch Dance Moms. So,
I don't either.
um like we've established that it's not just that, but it is, yeah, it's like really refreshing. Like it was autism in the way, like, I guess the best way I can explain it is like autism is usually displayed the same way that like OCD is displayed in
Hmm.
media, where like it's like, oh, I
Hmm.
clean all the time and like I have to wash my hands and like all of that. And
Hmm.
it's like there are elements of OCD that have that, obviously, but like it wasn't just like an autistic person like being rude, like, or
Hmm.
like just not understanding a single social cue ever,
Hmm.
or like having to arrange all of, I mean, like Shane like folds his pants, but he doesn't have to
Hmm.
like, we don't like have to like look at his closet and see everything like color coded or like whatever. Like,
Hmm.
it's like the subtlety of like, okay, this is like just like a person, a relatively like low support needs person,
Yes.
Yeah.
although he does have
Very low.
his mom, so
Right.
who knows how he'd be
How?
living if he didn't have his mom.
And then he has Ilya. He's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, he's fine. But yeah, I found, yeah, so yeah, I haven't, I'm glad, Ruby, that you also said you haven't seen that, because I feel like I've only seen like, oh, this is a really cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I've seen a ton of it, but I have seen some people
Yeah,
kind of say like,
Yeah.
oh,
I feel
everyone has
like
takes. It's the internet.
the autism that we often see is autism that is being made to be easily recognizable to neurotypical
Yes.
people, right?
mhm,
Instead of just letting an autistic person exist, especially an undiagnosed autistic person exist. He
right.
remains
Hmm.
undiagnosed throughout the series.
Hmm.
So why would we be coding him in like a more obvious, quote unquote way for the neurotypicals? Like the rep is just the rep,
Hmm.
which I think again is the groundbreaking part. Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, I think the thing that I like the most though is the undiagnosed part is
Hmm.
that because there are so many people. I'm an I'm an undiagnosed autistic person. The reason I know I have autism is because my daughter
Yeah,
is autistic, and I was like, oh, when you do the testing, because as a parent, I have to be the one like
right,
answering the questions.
right.
We're like, oh, we know where she got it from.
That was my whole family as well. Like,
Yeah.
so like I got diagnosed as an adult, and it was only because I sought
Mhm.
out the diagnosis, and it was because I read romance books, romance novels
Yes.
by about autistic people by autistic authors, and
Yeah.
I was like, huh,
Oh.
is this play about
I
me?
relate to
Is
this.
this
Is this fucking
is this
play about me?
play about
But I
us?
got diagnosed, and my family initiative was like, no way. Like, you're, when I was like getting that, they're like, you're not autistic. And now they're all like, yeah, we all have autism. We're
Yeah,
all autistic.
exactly.
I'm like, I know.
That's how my husband got. That's how my husband learned what I knew for years, which is he has ADHD because
ADHD.
we were getting our son
Yes.
tested, and he's like, "I feel like as a kid," and I was like, "You think?"
I think.
Also, as a kid,
Yeah.
You're
Now,
like,
still,
today.
now.
still,
5
my
minutes
love.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the undiagnosed part I think is like a very, it's to me at least, it's a very important part because um
Mhm.
we get in, I do think that like we often, and you know, I'm not saying that we shouldn't seek diagnosis. I'm not saying that that's a bad thing. Um, Usually diagnosis, especially in adulthood, it benefits us because of capitalism, right? Like when we require these accommodations, we require the diagnosis to help us navigate, like navigate as a disabled person within the capitalist hellscape because it wasn't built for us.
Mhm.
Um, but if we don't have to, like, he doesn't have to be a diagnosed autistic person to still like be a valid autistic
Yeah.
person. And like
Yeah.
the fact that so many people like see that in him and like connect with him on that level, like without that diagnosis, is like very powerful to me. And
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
think really important because it just like validates so many experiences. And yeah, again, like I love reading romance novels because you get to see yourself in like so many different iterations and versions. And like you said, like maybe you wouldn't fully understand
Yeah.
these things about yourself if it wasn't for the like billions of books that are being
Yeah.
created by people, you know? Like
Yeah.
it just really speaks to the power of all that art.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it's also like you like bring up capitalism, but I think like one thing that like has occurred to me as just as we were talking is that like the portrayal of autism is often um very patriarchal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Um like it's not just for like we talked about how it's like to be easily recognizable for neurotypicals, but it's also like so that it fits in with patriarchy. And this show is like
Mhm.
so anti-patriarchal
Yes.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
it just like all like it has to be intentional,
Hmm.
like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
perspective to making you can't make something that's anti-patriarchal without like unpacking all of that
All of that.
actively.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally.
So Shane is an autistic man, but Ilya, and I've seen more conversations about this, and as romance readers, I want your takes on it as well. How about how Ilya is like a rake, which is like obviously autism is not an archetype the way a rake is, but like
Is
uh,
it? Yeah. Let's go.
Ilya is a rake.
uh yeah, I would say Ilya probably is sits within the definition of rake for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
He likes to sleep around. He's charming. Generally doesn't find like he sleeps around, but generally doesn't find attachments. Yeah, I would say like he's a rake, a beloved trope because the point of the rake is
Just
that eventually
they become
the shovel, I don't
redeemed.
know.
They become
The hoe.
reformed.
Yeah,
Ah!
yeah. But yeah, eventually he finds the person that makes him not want to be so rakish anymore,
Not want to
right?
rake anymore.
He doesn't want to rake. Goes back in the shed. So
So yeah, I think he is.
We've
I
lost
think he is.
control.
Yeah.
yeah.
Although I will say I do want to point of order a little bit because I know that that's been floating around on the Quinn when they were like the rake and the cake. That is not a thing. That
That's
is a made up
Oh,
thing.
yeah, I saw
I'm
some person.
Not a thing. Like
positive
I don't
that they
know.
got that from ChatGPT. Like I am positive it was AI because I listen, I don't speak I'm not I don't speak for all of romance. I've been in the space long enough. I've never heard the rake and the cake. Was that it?
Literally,
That's
quite literally
Never
what does
heard
that
it
never.
even
before.
mean?
Never. But it's wrong. Because Rake isn't even grumpy all the time. In fact, usually they're not grumpy.
Usually they're like very suave and
they
like
can't be grumpy
verbose.
because they're supposed to be if they're getting because
Yeah.
Rake comes from like the like Regency. So
Yeah.
like if you
It's
are
Saint
getting
Vincent.
if you are getting the panties off of like some Victorian lady,
You're
you
not
better be
grumpy about
fucking
it.
charming. Like if
You
you're
Right.
grumpy,
yeah.
she's not gonna do it, bro.
Like
Yeah.
the
So
grumpy
I
man like
don't know
rips
where
your
they came up
underwear
with
off.
that.
No, the
I mean,
grumpy
a
man
Rake
like
could
is just
too,
like
but it's about how he gets to the underwear in the
Yeah.
first
yeah,
place.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
I
He does
don't know
it
where they came up
charmingly,
with
not
that.
grumpily. So yeah, I will say just for anyone listening, I know Ruby said she doesn't speak for all of romance. I'm confident speaking for all of romance to
Like
say
I do.
that is not a thing.
No. I
And to
seconded.
quote, I saw someone
Motion
on the
supported.
internet say
Thank you.
to quote
Passed.
Gretchen Wiener, "Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going
It's
to
not gonna
happen."
happen.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That Quinn, you fucked up.
Yeah. No.
You done fucked up.
We're wrong. I'm very confused at like about what Quinn is. Like I feel like I have an idea. It's like erotic,
Oh.
whatever. They had Connor. I don't know.
So it's an erotica audio app that creates like unique or not unique, I shouldn't say unique,
Original.
original, that's the word I'm looking for, original erotica, and they do have a lot of celebrity cameos on recently as well. And what's really interesting is that so they had obviously these two, they had like Manny Jacinto, I think, was on it. They had
Jamie Campbell Bower.
Jamie Campbell Bower. Yeah, they had a bunch of people. And the big thing is that anytime they have celebrities on, it ends up being like a AU of whatever that celebrity is in. And so this has basically just become like an alternate universe thing of Shane and Ilya as Fae princes.
I see. It was Jamie Campbell Bower Vecna?
I don't know. I haven't
Vecna
listened.
AU?
I'm
I haven't
assuming
listened to
it's
them
like a
either.
villainy. He's like a
Yeah,
villainy type
he's a villainy
of
type
hero.
thing. Yeah,
Okay.
I
I
think
don't know
so.
if
I don't know.
there's squelching involved because
I see. Does he
that
have like
listen,
the pouch, the like dad bod that like
I don't
Vecna had? He
know,
has like the
but
little tummy.
I'd fuck Vecna, but
With
I
those
haven't seen Stranger
fingers?
Things.
with those finger things,
With those
exactly.
finger
What's he
things.
doing with those?
He's a rake. He's not a rake. He's
not
the
a rake.
opposite of
He's
a rake.
grumpy.
He's
Grump.
grumpy.
He's a grump.
He feels very it's like moth genitalia. I don't know if you guys have ever
Oh,
read a
yeah.
Mothman romance.
No, but I can only imagine.
Mothman dicks are like they're like long and thin and they like curl, like there's a lot. CM Costa, sweet
Are you
berries.
Googling, Ruby?
Yeah.
I don't know if
okay.
it's real. I don't know if it's anatomically correct.
Oh, okay.
Moth
I'm looking up
genitalia.
moth genitalia.
I apologize. I meant Mothman genitalia.
Okay.
But the moth, like there's a long thin thing. That's what I imagine Vecna's fingers.
Ruby's face just now. Jesus.
What is going on there? That looks interesting. I can work with this.
Okay.
For
CM
a story.
Nacosta's Sweet Berries is my primary reference for that.
And that's Mothman.
And that's Mothman.
Okay.
I mean, but he's
And
very
that's
much moth.
Moth-like.
He's very
Mostly
moth-like.
moth.
There's moth. Yeah. Just enough man that it's not weird, but you know.
Who's he fucking?
A woman, just a human woman. It's the second, the Morning Glory Milking Farm? It's the second book in that series.
Okay.
So it's the same universe as that. It's just Mothman instead of a Minotaur.
Cool.
Fair enough.
Yeah, she went from like a chode to like a little like pipe cleaner dick. And they
Spindle.
both are sexy in their own way.
Pipe cleaner dick. God. Me doing arts and crafts with my son on the weekend, I'll be like, huh.
Man.
Put one aside for later. Let me just try.
Anyways, so Ilya, you were mentioning?
Yes. Okay, so one debate that I've seen everyone saying, and I know that it's like, I guess, different between the book and the show, but who fell first? Ilya or
We
Shane?
haven't discussed this.
No, we haven't discussed this.
Okay,
Ruby, you go first.
My argument would be purely show based because I haven't read the book
yes.
yet. But
yeah, okay. So do you want to hear like book?
Yeah, I'd like to hear your
show?
takes on your takes on both.
So this is kind of difficult though, because I know how the actors played it. Uh, at the same time, the art no longer belongs to them, belongs to me now.
It's
So it's
mine.
It's
mine.
mine.
I know how I think Rachel wrote it. I think in both instances, Shane falls first, and
Ooh.
he does not understand it about himself. Much like, Shane does not understand his sexuality about himself through much of the book and through much of the show. And I think it also that speaks to him not fully understanding what his feelings are. To me, Shane, maybe not. I know I've read that Hudson said that he played it where like walking up to Ilya, he was already like falling for him then in the first scene.
Okay.
Um, I'm not like, I'm a science girly and I don't have enough evidence yet, but probably by like the first Vegas in the first episode when he goes up to the roof and like sort of seeks out. I think he's sort of seeking out Ilya, but like not. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's like, Ilya's
Mhm.
not here.
Where is
I
he?
want to see
It's when you have a
him.
crush, you're like, I want to be, let me just.
Exactly. I'm gonna like leave this cool place to go find that person. And just his earnestness in that scene, his his openness, his complete lack of understanding of Ilya and what he needs in that moment. But also, like the thing for me is where after being yelled at by Ilya, which like if Ilya yelled at me, I would like
I would
like it and
cry.
hate it. I'd pee, but like in like a
Pee.
like I'd be scared, but like it.
Like turned on.
Um, and yeah, if he like, but at the same time, he still comes back with, and I thought maybe we would because they had missed their opportunity to have, penetrative sex the last time. And that's like all he's been thinking about at that point. And especially for Shane, like Shane doesn't have, I mean, this is canonically in the book, and I think it's portrayed well in the show as well. But like Shane doesn't have sex really outside of Ilya other than Rose.
Mhm.
Um, so like Shane goes a very long time in between releases. But it's just like for me, the fact that like after all of that sort of that sort of back and forth, their antagonism is like up to a 10 in that scene, for reasons he doesn't fully understand, but he's still like, I want to be with you. Like I want to be with you in like the most intimate and vulnerable way possible right now. I'm still gonna ask for it. And I probably don't understand why. But I think he falls first for me, that's where I start to feel like, okay, this is a love that he doesn't fully understand yet. I think that Ilya is curious and, as he says, and I think he's intrigued and I think he's delighted with Shane for like most of the first episode. I think he's in love with Shane in the second Vegas scene, or even in the bathroom right before it,
Mhm.
which when I die, just play that scene on a loop, please. But yeah, I think that's Ilya. That's Ilya like white knuckling his control because if he kisses Shane on the mouth, like there's no going back. And then for the book, I think, well, I don't want to say too much for the book and spoil anything. Well, as if you're not spoiled
I've
already.
Well, it is different.
Yeah, I guess
I mean, every romance is spoiled with that thinking because they end up happy.
right.
it's true. It's true. Yeah, I guess for the book it is kind of the same, like for me. But I think that just for both the book and the show, it's about like what Shane understands about himself. I think that Ilya understands about himself how dangerous his feelings are for Shane in Vegas, in the second Vegas scene. but Shane doesn't fully understand how dangerous his feelings are. Like, I think he feels them, but doesn't understand them until he hears "fuck Shane," and then when he says Ilya, and then he's like, "Nope, that's bad.
Skedaddle.
These are bad feelings." So that's my take.
Okay.
I agree with you in the book. I disagree with you in the show.
Okay.
I think Ilya fell first, and the reason I agree with you on the Shane wants him, but when I think of the word fell, I think of like fell in love, and I
Hmm.
do think that Ilya from and at least again just the way Connor played it,
Hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
From the second that he's sitting there smoking, and he kind of sizes Shane up, I think he sort of started becoming curious, like you said.
Hmm.
But I think very quickly in that first episode, he started developing feelings. And I actually think in that scene in the first Vegas scene,
Hmm.
I read it very much as Shane just wanting to like continue to be intimate and like explore it versus Ilya keeping a distance because of how he
Hmm.
feels about him and
Hmm.
because of how scary it is for him. I feel like that to me was the indicator of he's much deeper in it. And he also knows that Shane isn't out.
Yes.
Shane hasn't been with a man before. Shane doesn't know what he wants really. And so he's protecting both his heart and his peace and his life, I guess,
Hmm.
by sort of trying to be a dick, which again, if you've dated, who amongst us hasn't met that
Whom
guy?
amongst us? Whom amongst us?
So I think book 100% Shane. I think Ilya's a little bit earlier than Shane in the show.
Mhm.
But I think they're both just two idiots in love by like the end
Oh
of the second
yeah.
episode, really. So
They're
Yeah.
just two
And
babies.
end of episode
like
2, y'all
it's
are
done for both of
fucked.
them. You are, yeah.
Literally, yeah, we didn't even kiss. Um, I agree with you, Ada, for the show. You guys gave such nuanced and beautiful responses. And my reasoning is Ilya set up a whole fucking commercial for
He
them to
did.
be together.
True, he did.
Ilya saw this
He
like
did.
awkward little nerd introduce himself while he's just trying to fucking smoke a cigarette. And you know that like Shane's, was like, you should be polite, like be sportsmanlike
Yeah.
and introduce yourself. And he's like, all right, I'm gonna go up and like I'm gonna introduce myself. This like they're little like 17-year-olds. And Ilya's like, who's this fucking nerd? And then he's like, wait, I like that fucking nerd.
Yeah.
And then he arranges a whole commercial for them to
Yeah,
Yeah.
hang
because
out.
Shane
Yeah.
says, "See you in October," and he's like, "That's not soon
Yeah. He's like,
enough."
that's too far.
Yes,
Yeah,
that
October's too
is.
far.
Yeah,
He
like you like
U-hauls him.
I know that like Scott and Kip are the ultimate like U-Haul lesbians, but like
Yes.
Ilya's got a little bit of that in him too.
Hmm.
Ilya,
You know what I
and
mean?
and when you read the books, you'll see Ilya's like the biggest like bisexual disaster in the back end, like constantly like causing shit, and he very much is like the ultimate godfather of U-Haul lesbians at the end of it
Yes.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I heard I was talking to I don't know if you know the account Romancing the Data.
Hmm.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
had her on and she was like Ilya is Lothair in from the Immortals After Dark. Like he's
Yes,
the Lothair
Hmm.
of that series where he just like pops
Hmm.
up and
yes,
like stirs the
yes,
pot in every book and
100%.
like is just like a little shit.
He's just bubbling in the background constantly, like
Yeah.
Yes.
making things
Yeah.
Yeah.
happen without people knowing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. He is like sort of the instigator on the ice and off the ice for
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
everybody.
Tragic.
Love him.
What was your favorite moment of the series?
yeah.
Fuck. We have one. We can only choose one.
Okay, I'll give you two. I'll give you your favorite like romantic moment, and then favorite like just like show like any, you know what I mean?
Ooh, like just
Like
scene,
show
scene.
moment.
But the whole show's a romance.
Well, I mean,
No,
but your favorite
no,
like
but there's like
romantic
beautiful
moment.
scenes or something.
Like the
Okay, to
whole
go
Okay, I
thing.
will go
first.
first, Ruby. Let me go first. I'll give you some time to think. It's like if you're at a restaurant and you're like, I don't know what to order. You guys order first. I'll
Yeah, it
figure it
makes
out.
you it like forces you to.
Yeah, think. So I think my favorite romance moment is probably Like, listen, it's gonna be, and I'm sorry, Ruby. I'm sorry, this is probably yours. Maybe I'm just gonna take it though. It's the Wow genetic, and it's for two reasons. And I
With
know
the
it's
little
like the
puppy
most
dog
basic,
eyes.
and it's the most basic bitch answer, but it's reasons. One, I think the way that both Connor and Hudson played that scene is just absolutely beautiful. And I told Ruby, like, that is on my second watch of that episode, that is where I saw Hudson for the first time with the face acting. And immediately I was like, this guy's gonna like in so many ways carry this character in a way I didn't expect. And that, you know, as an actor, like I was so impressed with him. And it's just such a like it's not, again, spoiler alert, that isn't in the book. And it was such a beautiful I think add to his characterization, the culmination of that whole scene where, you know, Shane goes from really pissed off to like desperate to feeling like they're maybe back out a little bit, you know, and then to scared again when you know, Ilya refuses to, you know, let him to fuck him on the floor, right, in the bathroom. And I think on the flip side of that, you have Ilya in that moment who is very much the rake and very much like acting all like, oh, like, you know, trying to be all flirty and stuff like that. And he very quickly has to change his tact as well because he realizes that he's kind of maybe stepped a little too far. And I just think like it was beautifully played, beautifully done, beautifully shot. It was the first use of mirrors, which we see a lot of, or the second use of mirrors, which we see a lot of in the show. So just like all in all, I think like masterful.
Third
Um,
use.
what's that?
Third use of mirrors.
Third use of mirrors. Yeah, you're right, actually. Yes, yes, yes. He's like, I have the counter going.
We have a
Um,
catalog.
we do have a catalog. And then my favorite, I think my favorite like scene, honestly, it's the two, it's I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but it's the second foot tap scene. So in episode 6 when we pan, and I think it's just again talking
When they're
about the
talking to the
masterfulness of the
parents.
yeah.
Yeah.
And again, that like callback to the scene at the press conference, and obviously they're very different. And you know, Shane helping Ilya out at the press conference, and Ilya helping Shane out with his parents. Like, just that to me encapsulates like those two scenes together, encapsulates sort of why I think this adaptation is so beautiful. And it's in the filmmaking, and it's like they have a million of those little moments that are mirror images of one another, that are callbacks, that are, you know, beautiful use of, you know, something that happened 3 episodes ago, but changing it on its head. And just, I think it's, I saw that and I like was already crying and then like doubled down on it when I saw the foot tap. And I was like, and I'm pretty sure like under my breath, because I was watching this in like bed late at night with like my husband and dog both snoring beside me. And I was sitting there and I was just like, fucking Jacob. What the fuck, man? That's my answer. Ruby, did I buy you enough time?
Yeah. So I
Okay,
won't say
great.
wow genetic because Ada said it, but
Sorry.
it's
You can repeat this if you don't
no,
have
but I want
to.
to say other things
Okay.
too. But he took my breath away in that scene. I
Mhm.
think I made a sound like when he delivered that line, and that there's even a moment right before he says it. I think Ilya says like, "No New Yorker is boring,"
Mhm.
and Shane goes like he laughs a little, but like he
Mhm.
goes like, hmm, like there's a little
Mhm.
sound to it, and I just remember sort of going from like this to like this, you know,
Mhm.
like how much he reeled me in that moment. But I'm not going to say that scene. I'm going to
You just
say
cheated. You're
I
basically saying
did.
two scenes now.
He's okay. He's still okay. Yeah, that is makes me cry every time I watch it. The score, the original
Mm.
score for that scene. I've talked on the podcast about like how meaningful it is for me to see a hockey bro being a consent king. And also again like his constant check-ins and Shane's response, which is
Mhm.
essentially a nonverbal fuck me harder.
Mhm.
That is just like a, a mind-blowing display of chemistry uh, that, you know, I could try for a million years to recreate something like that and never. never get it right because it was just so beautifully done. My other favorite scene is just still a romance scene because at the cottage after their I love yous, after the sunrise scene, they are having sex on their sides in
Mm,
the light is sort of like almost fuzzy or hazy or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And Shane has his hands in his hair and he's asking, like, is this real? And or how did we do this? And the acting in that with having when Connor is responding to him with like the sound of your voice when you're like they've been fucking.
mhm,
He does not have like he's out of breath. And he's in the throes of passion. He's out of breath. But he's like, we were very irresponsible. Or like we made bad decisions or whatever. But like, yes, this is real. And then like sort of the relief
Mm-hmm.
that that Shane feels and then like begging him to fuck him. And then one of the things that they do so well with the intimacy in this show is like just touch, physical touch.
mhm,
Where, we are not getting a close up of like a dick going into an ass right now. We're not even really hearing anything. We are seeing their faces and
Yeah.
his hands uh, on Ilya's face
mhm,
and thumb in the mouth, hands in the hair, like that is intimacy. That is sex.
Mm-hmm.
That is
mhm,
like when you are like crafting an intimate scene, those moments are just as important, if not more, than discussing the actual pleasure. And
Mm-hmm.
again, I think that speaks to Jacob's ability to adapt and to see what is important in the adaptation and make sure that he like pulls that forward. So
mhm.
that scene was also one that really took my breath away. So,
Yeah.
Take my breath. And Shayla Hunter, who we have to shout out
God,
because as an intimacy coordinator, I want her to
Yeah.
I want to be her.
coordinate my entire life.
Like, oh my
I would love,
God, I'm
yeah. I need an intimacy
obsessed.
coordinator for my entire life.
Like, what
Yeah.
a cool job, you know?
Yeah.
What a great job she did,
Hmm.
truly.
Yeah. Right.
What's yours, Allison?
My thanks. My favorite romantic moment. Okay, I'm also gonna cheat a little bit and do two, but they're both moments when like
God,
Ilya
you guys, come on.
is emotional. I feel like they're like continuations of each other. It's when they're in the bed in episode 5, I think, and Shane like crawls on top of Ilya and just hugs him,
Mm,
and like Ilya's being emotional for the first time, like in front of Shane, and Connor Story does that like one perfect tear down his like I don't know how he
mhm.
does it, but he does the one perfect tear. He's like the fucking Anya Taylor-Joy of like gay
Hmm.
television. Um
Hmm.
and
He was thinking
then
about the fact that they're not eligible for an Emmy.
Yeah.
it's crazy that he okay, whatever. I don't know enough about that to like actually give a monologue about that. But then when they do the I love yous in the next episode and
Mm,
Shane's I love you too, and then Ilya again just like immediately
mhm,
just like collapses
Hmm.
on top of him and
mhm,
is presumably crying again. It's like I love when tough men cry. I
Hmm.
love
mhm,
when big men feel sad, but
Hmm.
also joy.
mhm.
Hmm.
When big men
Yes.
get overwhelmed by emotion.
Hmm.
Um, and then my favorite cinematic moment was the in the also in episode 6 when they're swimming in the lake when Ilya's like doing handstands and
Yeah.
also like he's like give me it felt
Give
so
me
like it was the
keys.
first time where I was like these are like
Real people.
kids in their like mid
Yeah.
20s. I was like
Yeah.
these are just
Yeah.
like silly little boys playing mermaids
Yeah.
like in the lake. Like it
But who have
felt like
known each other for 7 years.
Connor
yes.
Yeah.
Connor has never been more Slavic than in the gimme kiss.
Give me keys.
And the way he presses his lips, I'm
Mm.
like, this is like Eastern European to a D.
But like he was like, shit, look at this, look at my
Yeah.
handstand.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it was so like they're just boys. They're
Yeah.
just boys.
That scene also reminded me of when they were in Miami and he's like
Yes.
being also like goofy and Shane's just sitting there like, okay, well done guys.
Leave
This
me
is like
alone.
exactly and then here he's like to your point, he's like, Shane, look at me, and Shane's like, uh-huh.
Good
I'm sitting
job.
on my
I was
rock.
glad
It's
they didn't have
cold.
Shane go in the water
Yeah.
because Shane was wearing shoes, and I was like, an autistic man would never go in the water. That is
So
the
is Ilya.
universal
They're
autistic
wearing shoes.
experience.
They're wearing, so is Ilya. They're wearing
So
shoes
they're wearing
because of
water
the
shoes, though. They
oyster,
have
or not the
to.
oysters,
They
the
have to.
mussels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I was
And
still
also,
like, I was like,
there's
at
rocks.
least
Yeah.
Shane's wearing like water shoes. I was like, okay, I'm so glad he's not wearing sneakers because I would draw the line at an autistic man willingly wearing sneakers in the water.
Can I tell you that I saw someone and I like, because again, what level of rewatch are you on? And some people are on it where they're like looking for specific things now on their
Yeah.
rewatches, which for me it's just background noise at this point in time.
Mhm.
Like I just have it
Yeah.
on all day, every day.
Yeah.
But someone I saw on Threads was like, oh, they went back and looked at how many times Shane wore Reeboks or Rolexes, and it was 0.
Zero.
Yeah.
Never,
Because
not
I'm
once. Did
I,
not
I
listen to
have to
mom.
I have to
Never
believe that that was an
once.
intentional choice and
Yes.
hilarious on behalf of Jacob's part.
Yes.
Just brilliant.
Yeah.
Nothing. Yeah.
Zero times.
Yeah. I also love them in the pool. I love that Shane is like sunscreen dad and like Ilya
He's
is
like
like
just sitting on there. He's like, good job. Yeah.
he's like he like
Well
you know that he
done.
like drenches the kids
Yeah.
in like
Yes.
100 SPF and then he's like, all
Yes.
right, go play. Mommy's gonna read
Yeah.
her book now. Like
Mhm.
Quite literally.
Daddy's
Mhm.
got his e-reader and leave daddy alone. This
Yeah.
go play with other daddy.
Unless it's like, unless you're bleeding, I don't want to hear it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and he's like,
Mhm.
even then, like it's got to be at least like
Tell
like
your other
a
dad
cup of
about it.
blood.
He's the one that
Right.
made
Yeah.
you bleed. Like,
If you were sitting here with me reading, you wouldn't be bleeding. It's the same.
Right, exactly. Who's the better dad now? Anything more to say about Heated Rivalry?
It's the best thing that I've ever experienced in my entire life. And if it
Mhm.
goes away ever, and if I wake up and this was a Matrix fever dream, I will be very sad. I worry every day I wake up, I'm like, did I dream? Was this a fugue state? Did I just get drunk and like make this all up?
Oh my
No.
god.
I'm pretty sure it's real. Is
Okay,
this
good.
real?
I think
I do want to say, if you like the show but you haven't read romance, come read romance. It's not as silly as you might have been told it is. It's probably better than you could have ever imagined. There are so many queer sports stories. There are so many, like stories that look like this show, like queer BIPOC characters. And once you get in, you're going to find a 1,000 other things that you didn't even know you loved. So the thing that it makes me so excited, I think, about this show is that it hopefully opens so many people up to like what the genre is.
And because she won't do it, Ruby's books fit that quite nicely. And I'm going to suggest The Friendship Study to anyone listening because it is one of my favorite books. And it's the reason that
Friendship
Ruby and I
Study.
became friends because I was weird about it in her DMs. And apparently she vibes with that.
valid.
So,
I'm so
Valid.
weird in people's
I've done that to
DMs,
authors. This,
so
you know what?
yeah, it's my best form of communication.
yeah.
What was the last book that made you each want to stay up all night reading?
Ooh. I actually just finished a reread of Fan Service by Rosie Danon, and full disclosure, Rosie
one.
is my best friend. So
I thought I was your best
How does
friend.
that feel?
I
I
have
was
a
like,
lot
Jada,
of
how does that
them.
feel to hear that?
my heart is big enough for everybody.
No, her and
um,
Rosie are special.
But Rosie is one of my best friends, and I always just feel like I have to say that because people are like, "You're just saying that because she's your best friend." I'm like, no. Do you think that I would be friends with a bad romance author? No, she's the best. That's why we're fucking friends. Fan
I do
service.
love Rosie too, and she's not my best friend, so
That was on my
That
best of the
helps.
year list.
Yeah,
Fan service. That is
There
a
you go.
delight.
it's my
It's a
best.
Yeah.
It's
delight.
my best of 2025. It's
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's her best book so far.
It's delightful. Yeah.
Ida?
I have been in a reading slump because of this shenanigans that is
Heated
Heated Rivalry. But I had before that, like right before it, I did read Good Spirits by B.K. Morrison and spent a long time crying and then went to work the next day and someone asked if I was okay, if that helps at all.
And
And that was after I'd like put on makeup and done all the stuff that I needed to do to look like a human. So
No,
I will
Wow,
say
I
that.
don't miss working a corporate job.
I do have to say the nights I'm thankful for the fact that Heated Rivalry happened during the break, because I surely don't know what I would have done if this was like I had 2 weeks of having to like wake up early after going to bed really late, and then the rest I was on vacation, so that was good.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, quickly, where can they find y'all?
Loon Call Podcast.
No,
Say it
Loon
with
Call
some
Pod.
verve. Come
Well, it's because I
on.
didn't know. I am the personality hire. Okay.
Loon Call
That was
Pod
my
is-
sister too. I also
I
like
don't-
you're Ada, I'm you, and my sister was Ruby.
She tells me where to go and what to do, and I do it.
It's
That's
true.
it.
It's a little bit
Ada,
too
go.
much of a power trip. So we are at Loon Call Pod as a podcast, and I am at Ada Gets Literary.
And I am at Ruby Barrett Wright.
WRITE.
WRITE.
Wonderful. And that's everywhere. And that'll be linked
Everywhere.
in the description. You were even like not confident about your own.
I always get confused if it's right or rights. I also don't know my age.
Fair enough. Listen,
I know how old Ada is, so I know how
We're
old
the
I
same
am.
age. Oh yeah.
That's how I know.
no, Ruby, one time I was like, I forget how old I am, and I had to go on my like personal Instagram and see what age I'd
See their
written under my
birthday.
birthday post.
Yeah.
So
And we
I
have
do
the day Ruby
understand that.
messages me and says, "How old are we turning this year?"
I don't know. Why would I concern myself with such trivialities?
This is not
I have
not
more
my
important
problem.
things to do. Not my circus, not my monkeys. You know?
Fair enough.
I'm gonna
All
go
right.
research moth dicks.
I support that, and I do recommend Sweet Berries. That was a very fun, quick read. So
I love that so much. I can't wait for the research presentation on this.
Yeah,
To send
the
it.
text message I'm gonna send you.
if you want to make a PowerPoint
Did you
presentation,
know?
I will watch it. I will listen to it. willingly.
Ruby has made a PowerPoint presentation that I featured in, which is one of my proudest moments, which is about
Yes.
baseball.
It's about baseball.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
I can send it to you if you're
Incredible.
interested in the Blue Jays. Because pitchers and catchers report in what, 30-something days?
30-something days now, yeah.
Almost time, people.
I don't know what that means.
Jump on the. Okay, so spring training. Pitchers and catchers report first. Because
This
they
is
gotta
coming
get.
from the woman who, when I said, "Hey, what about 2015?" You're like, "I didn't like baseball," but now she's like, "Let me
I
tell you about
didn't
it."
like it back then, and now I
Okay,
like
fair.
it. And now it's my whole personality.
Yeah, it's true.
Where's the baseball romance?
Oh, I have a baseball romance I can recommend you. Okay.
Oh God, yes, yes.
There's Cat Sebastian's fuck.
That's
Cat
The
Sebastian's
mid-century-
great.
that one.
Katie Casey.
Katie Casey is the like goat.
Yeah, Katie Casey is
Yeah.
the goat. Katie Casey is the
Yeah.
reason I love baseball.
Wow.
If you want to be, if you want to
Yes.
get romantic about baseball, read Katie Casey's
Katie
books.
Casey.
All right.
Yeah.
All
Also,
right.
the prospect.
The Prospect, Katie Hoffman, they were my
Katie
mentee
Hoffman is amazing.
in Pitch Wars.
Mm.
Yeah, so I've read so many versions of that book, and each and every single one has made me cry
Yes.
in the best way.
Yes.
Amazing.
Please read that as well.
Okay. All right. Thanks so much, guys, for coming on.
Thanks for having us.
And listener, you can find us at We Read It One Night on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads, and TikTok. We read it one night at gmail.com. You can check out the Etsy shop, which will be linked in the description. You can buy me a coffee, and you can check out Loon Call Podcast, which will be also in the description. Thanks so much for listening. Godspeed, comrades.